The night never truly sleeps in the jungle. Even when the wind stops moving and the insects fall quiet for a breath, the darkness still feels alive, watching. My name is Private First Class Eli Morgan, United States Army. It's 1918. And this is Forward Jungle Base Echo. I don't know what time it is anymore. My wristwatch stopped 2 days ago when the rain flooded everything we owned. Time here doesn't move in minutes or hours. It moves in heartbeats. In gunshots. In long stretches of waiting where every sound could be death. I'm sitting on an ammo crate right now, back against a sandbag wall that's already sinking into mud. The jungle presses in from all sides. Tall trees like twisted pillars. Vines thick as rope. Fog hanging low, warm and heavy, like the jungle is breathing on us. The base was carved out of this place with sweat and blood. No concrete. No comfort. Just wooden watchtowers, trench lines, and tents that barely keep the rain out. We're deep behind enemy territory, sent here to protect a supply route no one back home will ever hear about. My rifle rests across my knees. I haven't cleaned it in hours. My hands shake when I notice that. Not from fear. From exhaustion. Somewhere to my left, a generator coughs and dies. The lights flicker once, then darkness swallows the base again. A few curses drift through the air. Easy, someone whispers. Keep it down. Sound travels too well in the jungle. Captain Harris told us earlier tonight, enemy patrols confirmed nearby. That was all he said. No speeches. No promises. Just a fact. I look up toward Watchtower 2. A shadow moves. Sergeant Cole's silhouette. He's been in the army longer than I've been alive, it feels like. He doesn't pace. He doesn't fidget. He just watches. I wish I could watch like that. A memory hits me without warning. Home. A quiet road. Wooden fences. My mother standing on the porch, holding a letter she hadn't opened yet because she already knew what it said. My father shaking my hand too hard, trying not to cry. The jungle snaps me back. A branch cracks. Every man in the base freezes. No orders. No signals. We've learned this the hard way. Silence stretches. Then another sound. Slow. Careful. Footsteps that don't belong to us. My mouth goes dry. Sergeant Cole's voice cuts through the dark, low and calm. Contact. East tree line. Hold. I slide off the crate and crouch, rifle up. My heart pounds so loud I'm sure the enemy can hear it. Sweat drips into my eyes, stinging, but I don't dare wipe it away. Shapes move between the trees. Not animals. Men. I see a helmet flash in the moonlight. Then another. They're probing us. Testing. A flare suddenly screams into the sky. Light explodes over the jungle. Everything becomes sharp and terrible. Gunfire erupts. The night shatters. I fire without thinking. The recoil slams into my shoulder. Muzzle flashes light up faces, young, old, terrified, determined. Bullets rip through leaves, dirt, bodies. Someone screams. Someone else doesn't. The jungle answers with echoes, turning chaos into madness. Hold the line. Captain Harris shouts. I reload, hands slick with rain and sweat. A man drops near the trench. I don't know if he's ours or theirs. I don't have time to check. The enemy pulls back as suddenly as they came. Silence crashes down again. Only breathing. Moaning. Rain starting up once more. We wait. 5 minutes. 10. No one moves until the captain gives the word. When he does, I realize my legs are numb. We lost 3 men in that probe. Maybe more wounded. Medics move quietly, doing what they can with what little we have. I stare at the jungle where the enemy disappeared. This wasn't the attack. This was a warning. Sergeant Cole kneels beside me. They're coming before dawn, he says. You ready, Morgan? I swallow. I will be. He nods. That's all. The rain gets heavier. The jungle closes in. And somewhere out there, an enemy force is moving toward our base, while the clock keeps ticking toward morning. The rain doesn't stop. It never really does out here. It just changes its mind about how hard it wants to fall. I'm back in the trench now, knees sunk deep in mud, rifle pressed tight against my chest. The smell is everywhere, wet earth, oil, sweat, and something else I don't want to name. Blood has a way of blending into everything during the rain. Someone passes behind me, boots sloshing softly. A canteen touches my shoulder. Drink, a voice whispers. I don't even look. I just take it, swallow once, twice. The water tastes like metal and dirt, but it keeps my throat from closing up. The sky is still dark, but it's changing. Not lighter, just thinner. Like the night is wearing down. That's the most dangerous time. Captain Harris moves along the trench line, crouched low. When he reaches me, he stops. Morgan, he says quietly. Yes, sir. You see anything earlier? 2 helmets. Maybe more. They weren't rushing. He nods. That means they're confident. That thought sinks into me like the mud. Confident means numbers. Confident means they know where we are. Confident means dawn is going to be ugly. He moves on. I press my back against the trench wall and close my eyes for just a second. My body wants to sleep so badly it hurts. My muscles twitch. My fingers feel stiff, like they belong to someone else. A sound pulls me back. Drums. Low. Slow. Not ours. They roll through the jungle, carried by the damp air. Not loud, meant to be felt more than heard. Psychological. Letting us know they're there. Letting us imagine what's coming. Someone near me whispers a prayer. I don't. I just breathe. The drums stop. And then the jungle explodes. Gunfire erupts from every direction at once. Not probing this time. Not testing. This is the attack. Bullets tear into the sandbags, ripping fabric, spraying dirt into my face. I fire toward muzzle flashes, barely aiming, just trying to keep them back. A machine gun opens up from Watchtower 1, rattling so hard the whole structure shakes. Tracers streak through the trees, lighting the jungle in brief, violent flashes. Men shout orders. Men shout names. Men shout because they're hit. The enemy comes fast. Too fast. They rush through the trees, yelling, bayonets flashing. I see faces twisted with effort and fury. They don't stop when bullets hit them. They keep coming. I fire until my rifle clicks empty. Reload. Fire again. A man drops inches from the trench, rolling into the mud. His eyes are wide, shocked, like he didn't expect to die tonight. I don't look at him again. Something slams into the sandbag beside my head, showering me with dirt. My ears ring. I taste blood. Grenade, someone screams. I throw myself flat. The blast shakes the ground, punching the air out of my lungs. When I lift my head, the trench is half gone. A man I recognize, Private Lewis, isn't moving. I crawl to him. Shake his shoulder. Nothing. There's no time. The enemy breaches the outer wire. Hand-to-hand fighting erupts near the command tent. Gunshots turn into screams, into blunt impacts, into the sound of steel hitting flesh. I climb out of the trench without thinking. The world narrows. Rifle up. Fire. Swing. Reload. Repeat. I don't know how many minutes pass. Maybe seconds. Maybe hours. At some point, the rain stops. At some point, the sky starts to lighten. At some point, I realize we're being pushed back toward the center of the base. Captain Harris is yelling into a field radio, his voice hoarse. The signal's bad. Too deep. Too isolated. No help is coming. A blast throws me off my feet. I land hard, stars exploding in my vision. My rifle skids away into the mud. An enemy soldier looms over me, bayonet raised. For a frozen moment, we just stare at each other. He's young. Younger than me. Then instinct takes over. I grab his wrist, twist, feel bone give. He screams. I shove him away and scramble for my rifle. When I stand, my hands are shaking worse than before. We're losing ground. Sergeant Cole appears beside me, face streaked with grime and blood. Ammo's low, he shouts. We can't hold much longer. Captain Harris looks around, makes a decision no one wants to make. Fall back to the inner perimeter, he orders. We pull back, step by brutal step. Every inch costs blood. The jungle watches. The enemy presses harder. And the sun finally begins to rise, revealing the full horror of the battlefield we're standing in. Bodies. Smoke. Broken defenses. Forward jungle base echo is barely holding together. And I realize something terrifying. This battle isn't about the base anymore. It's about survival. The sun doesn't bring relief. It just shows us what we've become. Smoke hangs low over the base, mixing with the morning mist. The jungle looks closer now, like it's leaning in to watch the end. The inner perimeter is all we have left, a rough ring of sandbags, broken crates, and men who are too tired to be afraid anymore. My hands ache. My shoulder burns every time I lift my rifle. I don't remember the last time I ate. Captain Harris stands near the command tent, helmet gone, hair plastered to his forehead with sweat. He's bleeding from his arm, but he doesn't seem to notice. How many? He asks. Sergeant Cole shakes his head. Not enough. That's the answer to everything now. The enemy doesn't attack right away. They wait. Let the silence do the work. Let us listen to the wounded moan. Let us count our remaining bullets. I sit against a crate, breathing hard, staring at the dirt between my boots. My mind drifts again, whether I want it to or not. I think about the life I had before this uniform. About mornings that smelled like coffee instead of cordite. About nights that were dark but not dangerous. A shout snaps me back. Movement in the trees. This time, it's slower. Organized. They're not charging. They're closing in, tightening the noose. Captain Harris gathers us, what's left of us. Listen up, he says. His voice carries, even though he doesn't raise it. We hold here. As long as we can. That supply route matters. If we fall, everything behind us falls with it. No one argues. No one asks questions. We already know. The first shots come from the west. Then the south. Then everywhere. We fire back, controlled now. Careful. Every bullet counts. A runner stumbles past me, clutching his side. He collapses near the tent. A medic crawls to him, dragging supplies through the mud. I reload again. Click. Empty. I check my pouch. 2 magazines left. That's it. The enemy breaks through the south line. Hand to hand again. Chaos again. I see Sergeant Cole go down, hit hard. He doesn't scream. He just falls. Something inside me snaps. I don't think. I move. I sprint across open ground, bullets snapping past my ears. I slide into the gap where the line is breaking, firing point blank, shouting without realizing it. Men rally around me. Not because I'm brave, but because someone has to stand. I drag Sergeant Cole back behind cover. He's alive. Barely. He grips my sleeve. Don't let them take it, he says. I won't, I answer. And for the first time, I believe it. Captain Harris appears beside me, eyes sharp despite everything. Morgan, he says. Can you run? I nod. There's a radio relay tower half a mile north. If we can signal it, command might hear us. He doesn't say might not make it. He doesn't have to. I'll go, I say before he finishes. He studies me for half a second, then nods. You get through, you don't stop. You hear me? Yes, sir. I grab what ammo I can, sling my rifle, and move toward the tree line. The jungle swallows me instantly. Every step is pain. Branches tear at my uniform. Mud sucks at my boots. I move low, slow, listening for voices that aren't mine. Gunfire fades behind me, replaced by the sounds of the jungle, birds scattering, insects screaming, my own breathing too loud in my ears. A shot cracks nearby. I dive. Enemy patrol. Close. I crawl through brush, heart hammering, feeling every second stretch thin. When I move again, it's careful. Silent. The tower comes into view at last, metal rising above the trees like a promise. I reach it and climb, hands slipping, muscles screaming. At the top, I slam the signal key again and again, sending everything we have left into the air. Coordinates. Situation. One word repeats in my mind as I transmit. Hold. I don't know if anyone hears it. But when I climb down and turn back toward the base, I know I'm not done. The jungle opens ahead of me. The battle is still raging. And I'm running straight back into it, because some lines don't move, no matter the cost. I reach the edge of the base just as another explosion rips through what's left of the south line. The ground shakes. Smoke rolls outward. Men scatter, then regroup, like something out of instinct refuses to let us fall apart. I slide back into the fight without anyone noticing. No cheers. No questions. Just nods and shouted warnings. That's how it is now. We don't need words. I fire until my rifle grows hot in my hands. The enemy keeps coming. Not fast. Not reckless. Relentless. Captain Harris is everywhere at once, directing fire, pulling wounded men back, pushing the rest forward. His voice is raw, but steady. That steadiness is the only thing holding us together. Another grenade lands close. I grab it and throw without thinking. The blast clears a few yards of ground, buying us seconds. Seconds matter. I see Sergeant Cole again, propped against a crate, firing one-handed. He catches my eye and gives a weak grin. You still alive, Morgan? He shouts. Hard to kill, I answer. I don't know if that's true. But it feels true right now. The enemy reaches the command tent. That's the heart of the base. If it falls, we fall. Captain Harris realizes it at the same moment we do. All fire on the center, he roars. We pour everything we have into that space. Bullets, grenades, even knives when it comes down to it. The jungle seems to recoil from the noise. Then something changes. A distant sound cuts through the chaos. Low at first. Then louder. Engines. I freeze, listening. So does everyone else. The enemy hesitates. The sound grows, aircraft. American. A cheer tries to rise from my throat but dies halfway out. It's too soon. It can't be real. Then the sky roars. Planes break through the clouds, screaming low over the jungle. Bombs fall beyond the tree line. Machine guns rake the ground. The enemy scatters. Some run. Some don't make it. The pressure lifts, not all at once, but enough to breathe. Captain Harris stands in the open, helmetless, watching the planes pass overhead. His shoulders sag just a little. We hold. Minutes pass. Then more. The gunfire fades. The jungle slowly reclaims its voice. No one celebrates. We're too tired. Too hurt. Too aware of what we lost. Medics move among us again. The wounded are counted. The dead are covered, one by one. Sergeant Cole doesn't make it. I sit beside him for a while, helmet in my hands, staring at nothing. The rain starts again, light this time. Captain Harris kneels near me. "You got that signal out," he says. "Yes, sir." He nods. "You saved this base." I shake my head. "We all did." He doesn't argue. The sun climbs higher, burning away the mist. For the first time since I arrived here, the jungle feels quieter. Forward jungle base echo still stands. Barely. But it stands. And as I look around at the men who survived, muddy, wounded, unbroken, I understand something I'll carry with me for the rest of my life. Bravery isn't charging forward without fear. It's standing your ground when everything in you wants to run. And today, we held. The guns don't go quiet all at once. They fade. One echo at a time. By afternoon, the jungle has taken the battlefield back. Smoke thins. Shell craters fill with rainwater. Birds return cautiously, like they're not sure the world is safe again. I sit on an overturned crate near what used to be the command tent. My rifle rests beside me, finally silent. My hands won't stop trembling now that there's nothing left to do. A medic wraps my shoulder. I didn't even realize I was hit. "You're lucky," he says. I don't answer. Luck feels like the wrong word. Captain Harris gathers us as the sun begins to dip. We're fewer now. Faces missing. Voices gone forever. But the ones who remain stand close together, like the space between us matters. "Command confirmed," he says. "The supply route is secure. Reinforcements will arrive by morning." A breath moves through the group. Not relief. Something heavier. Something earned. Night falls again. But it's different this time. No enemy drums. No probing footsteps. Just the jungle, and us. I take first watch. From the tower, I look out over the trees. The same jungle that tried to swallow us whole now looks almost peaceful. Almost beautiful. I think about Sergeant Cole. About Lewis. About all the names that won't be called again. I think about home. And I realize something else. If I ever make it back there, no one will understand this place. No one will understand what it costs to hold a line no one sees. But that's okay. Because we didn't do this to be remembered. We did it because someone had to stand. The moon rises over forward jungle base echo. I grip my rifle, steady now. Still standing. Still holding. And as the night deepens, I know one thing for certain. This base survived. This mission succeeded. And so did I.